What's going on, guys? I am the Veteran Miner, Veteran Dave, the cable guy, print guy, everything. We have Biz staying here. Welcome,
What's
welcome.
going
It
on,
has
everyone?
been a hot minute. Let me see.
It's been like a month, Dave.
Very,
It's
very low.
Too long. Too long.
Here, Mike.
I
Talk
see you
again.
got that South Beach, Miami club music going on.
Yeah.
I like it.
Is it now? You're low. It sounds like you're really low.
What, my mic?
Why is Dave on the bottom of the screen? Listen, I got a big freaking screen now, so it just angles down and that way, and that's the way it's gonna be right now. I mean,
There we go. I
it is
turned
what
off
it
the
is.
auto adjustment.
It was it low? Because it seemed low.
I don't know. It was on auto.
Oh, was it?
You have feedback with GPURisers. What? Me?
Yeah, feedback with GPURisers.
Well, you guys get to hear me twice.
Oh,
How fortunate. That printer looks cool, Dave.
I think it's sick.
I like it.
It's very fun, but I think the issue here is we're having technical difficulties. But you know,
All right, Hawk has entered the chat to help.
it's low. You're very.
It's
low
been a while.
now.
We have an excuse tonight. We have an excuse, guys.
Ugh. I can't
It's
lower
been-
my
it's
music
been
either because
weeks.
the Go XLR isn't set up correctly that I can lower the music down and hear you at the same time.
There it
So-
goes. So you guys can see Grogu now in the banana. I had to make sure of that.
So I'm gonna bring you all the way up. Let me see how loud you are right now, Mike.
Test. Everyone's here.
Oh, that's loud as shit.
Now I can hear the echo.
Yeah, I turned the music off. That's why. Let's hold on.
It's been too long.
I can do the
happened.
settings. Let me just do the audio settings. How does Mike sound now, guys?
Test. Oh, I can't hear my echo now.
Yeah,
We need Mike. Hawk, does it sound good?
yeah.
We need your stamp of approval.
He gives us the A-OK and stuff like that, you know.
There it goes.
Pull
Okay.
me in, let me help. No. He's fine now.
See-
Yeah. See that?
This is why I add less stuff to my setup. I have one mic. I just have all this other stuff, but I'm limited to what I can do, right? Like I can't do all the cool, intros and all that kind of stuff. But it's simple. It's very simple. So
It works, man. It works.
Yeah. So Dave, it's been a while.
Oh,
It's been a
it
while.
has been a while. You want to do the roll call real quick, Mike? Because the way my setup is, it's kind of hard for me to see the people only at the end.
Okay.
And I'll take a picture. Actually, let me show you a screenshot, Mike. You'll laugh.
We do have Mr. Hawk Crypto Mining. We have Son of a Ravage, Vinny Del Greco. What's up? Second TL. What's going on? Mr. Crypto Craig. Gaming with Smokey Dan. All set. Mr. Max Voltage. Steven Cicero. Offshore Miner. What's up, man? Dan Bulmer. What's going on? Triple Nickel Technologies. Dave's Print Shop. I assume you're going to go into that. So that's your second channel. I see him lurking in here.
I logged into the wrong account. It's hilarious.
Toxic Miner, what's up, man? JFA, what's going on? Dakar Tech. We got a bunch of people in here tonight.
Yeah, buddy.
So welcome. Shipment went out today. Look at Mike's conducting business in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is.
About. Make that money.
So Dave, let's jump into the 3D printing stuff because I know you're gonna talk about it. You've been doing live streams, right? You've been doing like what is it? It's like live streams of the prints, right?
Yeah, live streams of the prints. I did my first video. That was pretty successful. I'm just enjoying it a lot. It's just crypto. It's kind of hard right now, especially what we do, right? I wouldn't say we're YouTubers, right, Mike? But we're really business focused.
Yeah.
YouTubers, I would say. A little different than showing the next best thing that's out there, unless I get something, unless you get something, unless you purchase it yourself, right?
Yeah.
At the time when those the Ice River mini ASICs were coming out, the reason why I was showing a lot of those, and I was a big part of that because I made the cables. So now it's the BTC, lottery miners now. So the BTC lottery miners, I made a specific cable, special cable, and I had to 3D print it. So I have an Ender 3, and then King sent me some Ender 3s too. And I was like, well, that'll be easier because it takes a long time to print, right?
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, well, let me use this Ender 3. And my son has one too, and he was helping me, but it was more tinkering than I could, get myself involved with at the time, right?
Yeah.
Really freaking busy. If it's not personal stuff, it's the business, then it's also just trying to take care of other things too, right? That's always in the mix,
Mhm.
right? It's just business in general. And I was like, this is not going to work. Um, I just said, you know what, let me just buy this printer. Number one, granted, I did get the printer for tax purposes as well. So, I mean, it's just going to be, we'll talk about business. It helps, for the bottom end. Um,
Mhm.
and it's for the business as well, right? So I'm allowed to use it for whatever I want to use it for. But right now, it's primarily for, the veteran miner, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, I have to make those casings for the lottery miners. So
What
anyway,
are those, like the bit axe or the bit Mars, the
yeah,
landers, like that
I
kind of
have it
stuff?
right here. Hold on one second, I'll show you. So these are the cables. Someone was asking me about the cables actually in yesterday on Mike and King's Hawking King's channel. So we
Mhm.
got these here. So I needed to get these 3D printed. So I have the file. I had the file made. Thank you for Lukewarm Miner. He helped me design this for my cables, right? So
Mhm.
this is going to be a mass production that needs to be made, and I'm going to be working with another company. So
Nice.
so I needed that, and then I got the little box miners. This is from another company. This is another BitAxe, but I need to 3D print these, right? I need to 3D print one to do a video.
Mhm.
So it comes to play. I need to 3D print those, and then who knows? Sky's the limit. I could print out like literally, Mike. I could print out materials, different types of materials, wood, metal materials. So you never know what
Mhm.
I'll need to do. Sky's the limit.
So, I mean, those things get a little bit warm, right? Like the miners, do you have to like use a different kind of filament or like a different kind of plastic to shroud those, or is that not like does not matter?
I don't think it gets that hot. I think PLA is perfectly fine. I mean, you could use
Okay.
MDS if you really want to get that
Yeah, because
crazy.
how many watts is it? It's not a whole
It's
lot.
nothing, dude. Like
Yeah.
15 watts, I think you guys got in here. Some of the guys they know because they're looking for
15
one of the
watts.
cables. Maybe
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
could
they
bring.
were like a couple hundred, but
Oh no, 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 not at all. I mean, you're
yeah.
talking about 5 watts is powering that up, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, that's helping me with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's interesting too, right? It's always like always got to be passionate about what you're doing or kind of like, you know, get some left behind. So,
I know.
but
It's like the best thing. So in a nutshell, it's working.
nice.
I just printed this here, the Mining King. He paid for this because he's using it. So
Mhm.
this is another thing that we just did a live stream on today in the other channel.
Oh,
Um,
nice. What's
if
that?
my
A
mods are in there,
shroud?
could put my if you could put my other channel in the live chat for me, guys. Any of my mods, that would be great. If you
What,
guys,
like a link to it?
yeah, link to it. So check that out. So this is a shroud for a 140 millimeter fan. So you'll have, and this will like, I only was able to print one. It takes 3.5 hours to print it, and that's fast, right? With this printer that I have, you put
Yeah.
4 of them all together. You stack them all together, and then basically put a plate on there so it doesn't get hot. It doesn't get hot. So that's pretty freaking cool, you know. But yeah,
There we go. I think you have to pin it, Dave, but
uh,
Mike is not monitoring chat. All right, yeah, I will. Let's catch up with the chat real quick.
oops. We're
I know
talking
when I've gone
about
too
Jimmy's
far
first.
up in the chat because we're talking about echoes. So, um, let's see here. Mike's working on what? AI assistance, task management, email replies. Okay, bunch of stuff going on. Mike, background is coming together. Just need to cover the window. I'm not going to cover the window. Actually, I need to because during the day, like I don't have any blinds on this window yet because I've been kind of
Yeah,
waiting to be like, how should I set it up? I don't want to put them in, and like I do want blackout ones, but I don't want it to look weird. But during the day with like Zoom meetings, it's like the sun just blares in here. Like it looks like you can't even see me. It's like it's crazy. So I do need to do something. Brighter light on your face. Yeah, depends on the day, right, Mike? You know, if I'm a little rough that day, I'm gonna dim the bright. I'm feeling good about myself, I'll bump it up. But we let's see here. I think someone mentioned.
Yeah.
What was this?
Gecko. Hold on. Let me pull up the Gecko 2
Plantation shutters. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be getting those cables online sooner than later. I just need, the testing is finalized now, and now it's talk to the company too. So once everything gets situated, we'll be like really good to go. And that's
blackout roller blind. Yeah.
That'll be my first launch for 2025. Those cables. We'll see how they go. You have a lot of
yeah. No, you've been working on those for a while.
Oh my god, it's probably over 8 months now. This is the first because I need to put a step down and make sure that step down is burnout. That's key. Yeah. I'm not going to put something out there and all of a sudden they're burning out on people. I know for a fact it's just a burnout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have one going for 8 months. When I started talking to you guys, it's about a year now. So
yeah.
Oh, it's that Loudhawk? I thought it was
2025. That's crazy. It's 2025. You know what has been like crazy is every single holiday falls on a Wednesday. Every holiday. I think every birthday that we've had or the reasons we've been out of town. What was it? New Year's Day was on a Wednesday. Christmas Day was on a Wednesday. The Wednesday before that, I was out of town. But it seems like every Wednesday there's something. So 2025, hopefully it shifts a little bit and these days don't fall on. Or maybe what we could do, Dave, is if like a holiday or something does fall on a Wednesday, maybe we just go the next day, like a little early, like a pre-show for Mr. Hawk Crypto. I know he goes Thursday nights, but
it's been tough. Everything's been landed on Wednesdays, Mike. And then, at certain points in our lives, we do personal things. And I do love the community because we always can like hand it off. You know what I'm saying? So that always works too. So
yeah,
we're all in it together, man. At the end of the day,
Vinny Del Greco, just a bunch of girls' underwear will cover the windows. Yeah, be like college again in here. Mr. Joker Miner, GPURisers, any news on tax help? Actually, yes, I do. I was gonna mention it a little bit later.
Right now, if you're ready.
Yeah, we could throw it up. Just giving everyone this is still a work in progress. I've been working on a website, but the biggest part of this is kind of a back end portal system for clients, and I'm not going to go into it, but it's supposed to be. I'm going to go into it a little bit. It's supposed to be seamless both for the client and for the tax preparer, which is going to be me. And I want it to be seamless, right? Like I've done tax preparation in the past, and a lot of the time that's involved with it, which then kind of spreads out to cost, right? Like it's time is money type thing, is document gathering and planning and all of this kind of stuff that could be a better it could just save a lot of time by having the right portal, right? Long story short. So I've been working with a company for a portal that's like white labeled, I guess you could say. So it'll be,
nice.
My website.portal or portal.my I don't know. There's gonna be a link somewhere, but that's where most of the time I want to say has been consumed. Because I was thinking maybe I can integrate it with the website and do this and do that. And so I haven't spent as much time on the website as I wanted to, because this portal system for it is like you literally have to take like classes on it. Like it's very intricate. I am doing a very like simple version of it. I'm not taking clients that have very complicated tax returns. I do already have a client for the service. They're a little more complicated than I was shooting for, but that's something I don't know. It's right, Dave. Like every time you go into like a different business or revenue stream or whatever, you always kind of have an idea in your head, like, okay, it's going to run like this. And then, I was thinking like, okay, I'll just do a bunch of simple tax returns. And then now it's kind of turning into people that I am talking to. It's like, oh, well, I'm a little more complicated than that, right? Like it's not just a W-2 and maybe a 1099 and, a crypto mining, business they want to take tax advantages of. It's like, I have it set up as a company, and then the company has, has had this many things in depreciation for 2 years already, and it's, it gets confusing really quick, right? So I am slowly going to onboard people as they come in, and I don't want to, get too many people in and not be able to like devote the time to it, right? Because it is a massive responsibility. Like I am doing people's taxes. Like you can't like, you have to have time for it. And that time I feel is really going to be March to April, when business tax returns are filed. You usually have to wait for things like that. You get a K-1 issued from a business. And then if that's not filed until March, then you have to wait to do the individual return. So then you have between March and April, you have like a month to do it. So I need to make sure I can balance it well, and a portal will keep it balanced. Long story short. So I could share just the front page of the website. It's a little goofy, but you guys know me a little bit. I like fun websites. I'm not a serious guy. You know what I mean? So I'm
not a serious guy.
I'm not like super serious. You know what I mean?
Not super serious. When he's doing his taxes or whatever, it's going to be like, if I do them, I do them. If not, find somebody else. Are you ready? Want me to show it?
Yeah, you can pop it up.
There we go.
I know everyone's going to laugh a little bit, but
that's sick.
This is people probably already know, this is Sora, Banana's website. I actually, Vinny Del Greco, I had a banana on the table, but Sora just, it was weird. It was too much. It was too much that if like someone didn't know it, like get the joke, they would just be like, what's wrong with this guy? So I needed a balance of like, what's wrong with this guy? And like, yeah, exactly. So, this is what, okay, I'm glad Mike, I have the Mike stamp of approval. Oh, what's up, Jeffkey? Gaming with Smoky Dan starts out with a simple tax return, ends up with having to delay it IRS rate on a home due to tax evasion. Yeah, that's another thing, right? Is it's like,
this is great.
I have a lot of people that reach out and, have just kind of, they just lay out like a fact pattern, right? And, it's, you have to do everything by the book, but when you're doing it by the book has a lot of different ways that you could do it, right? So that, I know I've preached this in videos that I've had, is like everyone's situation is a lot different, right? Yeah. Like it completely depends on what you want. So this is more turned into like, I can do quick tax returns. Like I'm going to offer that, very simple ones, but there's going to be some packages involved. And I think at least where my head is with this, from where I've talked with a lot of people, is a lot of people, they do crypto mining, AI rentals, that kind of stuff, but they don't have this set up as like a business, and they are in it as a business. It's not like just a hobby, right? Like they are investing money and they're expecting a return. But they're not taking advantage of any of this tax benefits. They're not writing any of it off. And
you got to see this. It's Gaming with Smoky Dan. I bet the dog's tax returns are rough. Come on. It's good.
I do have 2 Labradors, so it's I wanted a Labrador there, but it's I think Sora did a great job. I've been really impressed. Again, this is going to change a little bit. I know you see Sora's logo on the right. I'm not like a website guy by any means. Let's see. Terra hosting now is tax division. Thank you, Mike, for the $20 super chat. Jesus, what a company. JK. Yeah. It's it is something with Terra too. Like a lot of Terra clients, I've talked with many of them, they just have general tax questions. It's like, how do I set this up? Why do I do this? And of course, with Terra clients, I'm always helping them. Always like, well, you have this option, you have that option, but it always turns into a larger situation. Like Gaming with Smoky Dan said, it just like it just turns into something larger. So I am doing this. I could do business returns, individual returns. I could do trust returns, partnership returns. stuff like that. So I'm setting up something where it's like a consultation where we could talk about the tax situation, and I'm just going to be honest with people. Like if it is something like if you have rental properties and you have basis that's been like flipped over from like property to property, like I'm probably not going to take it. You know what I mean? A lot of those are great for tax preparers because they bill hourly, but the way I'm setting all of this up is it's going to be flat fee, right? Like if you have an individual return, a federal return, it's a flat fee. If you want to Schedule C on there for crypto mining, each area you have another Schedule C for some other business. Each Schedule C will have its fees. Any K1s or 1099s I'm not going to charge for, but a lot of these other tax preparers, they charge hourly, right? Like they'll say, "Oh, I'll do the tax return for $200," and then you send them a couple, you send them your W-2, and then you send them a 1099 and a couple K1s, and then they bill you $100 for each, piece of paper, and then they bill you hourly for it. So it really is like a more individual thing than I was going into it thinking about. So this is live right now. The website is not, I mean, it's probably, I have it set as maintenance mode, but it's probably not because again, I don't really know what I'm doing. So if you do go to the website, keep that in mind.
Hey, Mike, I think you've made quite a few websites in the last couple of years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, this one's been kind of tricky. I don't know what I'm not even going to go into that part, but yeah, I'm trying to keep it simple. I'm also offering different services as well. I know a lot of YouTubers do this where you can pay for half an hour or you can pay for 60 minutes or 90 minutes and like sessions with them. I'm doing the same kind of thing. But my kind of angle on it is, I can't offer you advice on, what Bitcoin miner is the best miner that you should get or what, like a lot of that advice. But what I can offer advice on is legal advice, tax advice, and financial advice. I do have degrees in finance, law, licenses in law, obviously. So I will be providing that because that's also another thing I found in this industry is if you need attorneys, you have to sign retainers, and retainers are at least like $5,000, and then they bill against the retainer. So a lot of people are like, "Hey, I have this like legal fact pattern and issue I need an opinion on," and they'd rather just pay for an hour to go over this situation than pay a retainer. And this is not a law firm, but I can talk, of course, like legal stuff. So I am a licensed attorney.
You're a licensed attorney, so you'll be conducting it accordingly. Real quick.
Yeah. So it's
a big PP energy. Happy New Year from Joker Miner.
Joker Miner.
$49.99 super chat. Thank you, Joker Miner. We really appreciate it. Well, like back 2025, man, you're doing so many things, Mike, and I'm so impressed. Like, I can't believe, like, this is the first time Mike and I are good friends, and this is the first time he shows me this. I'm disappointed in you, Mike. How come I didn't see it beforehand? Jesus, that's so freaking cool, dude.
Thanks.
I'm baffled how like not that you can't do it. I'm just like your thought process of like how you put everything together. It looks so sick, dude.
I appreciate it. It is going to be a pretty simple website. I do have like at the top right, book an appointment. Again, if you guys go on the website, the prices are just there as like placeholders. I am going to be offering different solutions for stuff. Like I am going to be offering. I think I'm going to be offering. I have to look again. This is not a law firm. I don't want to get involved with that. This is a tax preparation, firm. So, but I am an attorney. So I have to kind of figure that whole side out of it. But I also am going to be offering like a retainer service where, Vinny Del Greco, just Florida taxes or other states, all states, Vinny Del Greco. And so your federal tax returns, and if you unfortunately live in a state like Dave where you have state tax returns, I can do all the state tax returns as well. But the state tax returns are going to cost more because it's tax preparers have to pay for every filing that they do, right? So it's like you have to pay regardless. So but yeah, I could do all 50 states. Not Canada. I know that there's some tax preparers that have been doing that. Not doing that. But I am going to be offering something, like I said, like some kind of retainer service where, you'll have my personal phone number, texting, all that kind of stuff where you're guaranteed, X amount of hours every month. And, if you're in a position in a company or something where you don't want to hire an attorney, put them on retainer, You can do like a month-to-month type thing with me, and if you ever have, it's amazing what comes up. Like, oh, I got, can you look over this operating agreement with my partners, or can you, again, like fact patterns with like legal stuff. So I could definitely help with all of that. If you have, if you're going to a hosting company like Terra, and you want someone to take a look over the contract, I could do stuff like that. I could do a lot. Basically, having a lawyer that's more accessible, and you don't have to pay this upfront fee. And it's also like a lot of law firms, it's all formal, right? It's like you got to send an email. You're going to get billed a quarter hour for that, or I think some have it as like 8 minutes increments or like something now. But then you have to set up a Zoom meeting. They're probably going to invite 2 other people on the Zoom meeting that are all going to bill you too. You know what I mean? It's I wanted to make something kind of simple because
it's a billing frenzy.
It's kind of something I have been doing for a little bit, but I wanted to turn it more kind of into a more professional type thing and make it more official. So
Hawk
that's
was
kind of how it is.
Hawk's thing up there, Mike. You can read those, right? You can see it when I put it up there.
Yeah. Mike, give me a referral link for my YouTube. Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that, but actually, I do know you've set it up for Terra. So, Vinny Del Greco, can you do prenups? Yeah, I can, but this again is not a law firm. I have to ride that kind of, when you're a law firm, it kind of all changes. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. So this is strictly a tax preparation company, firm, whatever you want to call it, but I am a lawyer doing it. So
in a nutshell, so what Mike's saying is that you're in better hands because he also knows laws and everything else that goes with the tax preparation, right? So a lot of these people that try to do H&R Block or something like that, right? They just these are people that say, hey, I got a certificate. They have no other qualification except just basically reading a couple of lines of paperwork and taking a certificate saying that they're a tax preparer. Mike, the lawyer, Mike understands the laws and understands the right way to prepare, especially in the crypto world, because he understands the space. There's very few and far between people that understand this space and how to prepare your taxes correctly. So just saying, not to say you have to go with Mike, but you've been warned, do your research. And this is why Mike did this, because he knows how it is out there.
Yeah.
How much they charge.
I've seen, a lot of different problems that people have been coming into. They're either told to set it up a certain way that they don't need to. Right. I kind of go into that a little bit on the website. Again, it's not done. This is probably like 50% done, but like, do you need to incorporate? Do you not need to incorporate? What are the benefits of incorporating? And all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot more that goes into it, but this is also, again, this is flat fee stuff that included with all of it. It kind of will mold whatever you're doing into, the right way. Right. And so that's how I've been talking with, some of the people that have been interested in it, and, people that have been kind of signing up is, they're, again, every unique situation, but it's like, oh, well, maybe you should have this incorporated. But then if you do that, then you're going to have to start paying yourself a salary. If you don't pay yourself a salary for a while, then the IRS kind of can look at it a little weird. Why is this business not have any employees? And there's a lot, right? So it's not just tax preparation, it's tax planning, but also, again, like Dave said, it's from like a legal side, like, hey, this is kind of how the IRS looks at this. Right. And, this is what you might want to do. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. But yeah, it is going to be like booking appointments, much like these other YouTubers do. But this is, again, it's not gonna be like you should invest in this or you should buy this many miners. It's more so like, this is what your tax liability looks like. This is what it would look like if you did buy miners. This is what it would look like if you, front loaded the depreciation, like kind of, getting into the nitty gritty with people and kind of giving them answers. And then again, legal financial advice on that situation. So I think it could help a lot of people.
You understand the space. That's key. So
yeah,
you know what I mean? That helps a lot.
But fun stuff. I am setting it up, but it's I am going to be slowly adding people to it. But if you're interested, hit me up on Discord. You will likely be a guinea pig with the what's it called, the portal system, but it's good. It's just needs work.
Right.
So like anything, Dave, you get this new software and it's like, okay, let me figure out how to do this, and you want to spend more time sharpening the knife than sitting there cutting it. So
I mean, it's not comparing what you're doing. I'm just saying, like the Bamboo Lab slicer and stuff like that. I'm just saying it's like a new program. So I'm just trying to get, as much, time with it, and just, practice makes perfect. Just anything else that we do in life, right? And programs, things are changing and stuff like that. So it's just, I just think, Mike, what do you think? This is going to be a freaking exciting year. I think. I hope this is the best year ever.
Yeah, 2025. I'm very excited for. It's been a lot. Me and Hawk had a conversation today with another content creator on YouTube, and this guy's been around for a while, and it was just a good conversation about the past couple years and where everything's been, and the sense of like just uneasy in the air. You know what I mean? Like, where is this going? Anytime you're doing it, it's like, okay, well, where is this going? It's more like fear than opportunity, I feel. But we had a good conversation about that, and I think 2025 is going to be a really good year for crypto in many, many ways. For compute, speaking of which, the CES thing, we could talk about that too, Dave, later, is the CES show with Jensen with NVIDIA. I mean, what they're doing is just crazy. And
the pricing is legit right now. Is that the pricing for?
Yeah, it's going to be. I see a lot of people in the chat. What are taxes? Tax avoidance plan. Yeah, this is not that. So if you guys want to avoid taxes, don't hit me up.
Yeah, but it's not the guidance.
But I understand everyone's tax situation, after going into it and stuff like that. And again, I probably more than not can definitely save you some money and set things up right and set you up better the next year. You know what I mean? Saving the most money in year one might not be your best bet. You know what I mean? You might want to spread it out. So, but yeah, I know there's a lot of people in that. I saw people at Nashville, BTC Nashville. Literally, it was a giant sign that said tax avoidance.
Insane.
Right? Yeah, that was honestly impressive, seeing someone just like the whole thought process. Like, it goes through like, this would be a fun idea to like marketing it and then printing it and then going and putting it on a booth. Like, it made it the whole way. It's crazy. But
it made it the whole way.
Yeah, it's just like at no point was it like, oh man, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Not at all.
Yeah, Mike saying, I remember that Mike thought it was undercover IRS. Yeah, they had a bunch of girls there. It was just a weird. I don't think they're going to be there next year. Let's just put that. There's definitely something a little sketchy going there. And if you do go to those places, just know eventually, if something bad does happen with the firm and they get, a little, knock on the door, they're going to hand over all of their clients. So just be careful with that. But the IRS, and I tell everyone this,
you're in trouble too, unfortunately.
Yeah, the IRS is a division of the government that it's like legal extortion. But they do, in a sense, bolster entrepreneurship. You just have to take advantage of it. And it's one of those things where I think the education system really failed everyone, is just learning about, taxes. It's like, hey, let's find the area of a triangle. And it's like, okay, well, I know everyone jokes about that, but it's like, there's a lot in the IRS code and a lot of ways that you can do things to really help. So that's the whole goal with this, is to save people a lot of money and set them up right. I also do business setups. So, I can help you set up in your state or incorporate. I can also do operating agreements if you want to go in with a partner and you guys want to do investments or do an investment into this with people. I can do operating agreements. So it kind of is like A to Z for business in this world. Nice. But yeah, it's exciting. So
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad people like the dog thing, because when I was doing this, I looked at it and I'm like, this is ridiculous. But I like videos right at the front of the websites, and like,
love it.
I don't know. I like it, so I'm gonna keep it. But
Don't change
but yeah,
it.
we could.
Jesus.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
awesome.
like it. And it's crazy to see language models do this now. Like I know you could obviously see tons of errors on this, right? But
Right.
like from the you start with one prompt on Sora or any other video language model. I know there's a Chinese one out now, which I'm gonna try to load up on this thing, but I think I need like a 48 gig card, so that might wait. But it's just crazy to see because I was like thinking like, okay, you make this video, then you don't really like the prompt, and then it's let me have it remake that. But now what you can do with it with Sora, or from the beginning you could do with Sora, is you could make the prompt and you could be like, you know what? Let's take out the computer screen, and it'll redo that video that you already did. So you kind of like fine tune the video that you want. You know what I mean? And I think that that's like super, super cool because DALL-E and some other language models for text to image don't do that. It's not like easy. You know what I mean? It's always something different. You know, you type in the same prompt and it's like a different image every single time, which is very cool just because it can do that, right? It's always unique. But from editing and stuff like that, I was just very, very surprised to see Sora do this. So I've been messing around with Sora a lot, you know. I was actually talking with Crypto Frank earlier today. I might try to jump on his. He has the good plan with it, which is like $200 a month. It's a very expensive plan,
Oh my
but
God.
you could do 20-second videos, which I think is so cool. You know what I mean? Like people are going to be able to make their own movies. You know, you're going to be able to turn a book, you know, copy and paste a
That's crazy.
Lord of the Rings novel and make a different movie every time. You know what I mean? That follows it and different ways characters look. And or just rewrite it. You know what I mean? It's so cool. I know we can go on, which speaking of AI, you know, with NVIDIA and stuff, they did release the pricing. Runway ML, Moon Boys Podcast. Yep, that's it. I saw them on Hugging Face. But you need high VRAM GPUs, which segues us, Dave, into the NVIDIA show at CES. 32 gigs of VRAM on a 5090. So
you have it pulled up, Mike? Or no, you want me to pull it up?
Oh, I can.
32 gigs.
Here, let me
Want me to remove it? Let me remove it and then we could
yeah, let me add another thing back.
Yeah, I removed it.
Let's see here.
That's
what is this? Let's see. I don't know why I'm using Microsoft Edge. It's like just the worst.
You know, sometimes it like pops up when you're like downloading something, like something with NVIDIA. Like Microsoft Edge will just pop up. I just need to take it out of my computer completely, dude. Like it's stupid annoying.
Yeah, there's, you know, let me just open. Yeah, this is crazy. It'll just every website just looks like you downloaded a virus.
Yeah,
pop-ups.
Horrible.
All right, let me see here. I should have put this up before. Here we go. All right, one pop-up, two pops up. Okay. See, I like Brave browser. Here, let me share this.
It is awesome.
Stop screen, present. Look, see, I'm getting good at this, Dave.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I'm getting good at this.
Okay. You weren't even muted in the beginning, bro. Are you kidding me?
Look at that. Look at that, Dave.
Hey, forget about it. We're good to go.
Oh, we got one more pop-up. Okay.
That's fine.
Got to be you and your business, the dog stays. Vinny Del Greco, 100%. 100%. It's staying.
God, all right.
But I did see something Jensen said that the 5070 will have comparable performance at 549 as the 4090.
He said the 5070 is going to be like a 40. Come on. It's not. Like, is there videos out there?
I mean, it will with the AI upscaling. And a cool thing is DLSS 4 is coming to 4000 series.
It's knocking all the cards out of the box, and the 50 series cards are knocking everybody down.
I think for gaming, I think for like us, like everyone watching the show, for AI and mining, no.
Yeah. Correct. I agree.
But for gaming, when this whole frame generation thing came out from NVIDIA, I was kind of like, like I don't know how it's going to look or anything like that. But with the 4000 series and seeing some of it, I mean, what does it matter if the GPU's not actually rendering that frame and it's using AI if you can't notice? Isn't that the whole point of like making like cards more efficient and being able to, run 4K games on a $500 graphics card? I mean, I think it's awesome, with all the technology and stuff like that. So that said, I am going to be buying 5090s because unfortunately with AI compute and crypto mining, you can't use AI to generate random hash rates. So
this is a thing though too, Mike. It's just like, before you know it, like these graphics cards are just going to be considered like, if not already, like completely like computers.
Yeah.
Like a computer in a graphics card. And then you need a massive computer to run the fucking graphics card. So like, when does it actually stop that? Like, how much power does it say what the TDP is?
Yeah, TDP is 575 for the 5090. Whew. On that tiny little 12-pin, Dave. How does that make you feel?
I'm not making those fucking things. I'm not doing it.
575 watts through that it's crazy.
It's gonna be. It's probably gonna. NVIDIA probably give you like a 3-pin, maybe a 4-pin, but it doesn't matter. This is what. Okay. It's still the same amount of fucking current that's going through that 12-pin right there. It's just bridging off. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I don't care. Ohm's law is Ohm's law. That's just the bottom line. It all works the same.
I don't know. AI might figure out something different.
Yeah,
it's gonna put a wormhole in the universe. And
yeah.
It is crazy.
Solar, I guess.
But having
that, it's crazy.
But yeah, having 32 gigs of VRAM is going to open the 4090 up to more possibilities, running language models, training language models, because of the VRAM bump. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Is I ordered another. I'll just tell you guys exactly what I'm going to be doing. But I ordered another setup for an 8-card rig, and I was going to load it up with 4090s, but 4090s have become very expensive. They're very hard to get.
So now they're gonna, as soon as 5090s, they're gonna just drop to shit, huh?
I don't think so. I honestly think they're going to really hold value, because it's like I think like right now, for instance, 4090s rent for like just say 25 cents an hour, right?
Okay.
I think the 5090s are probably going to rent for like 40 cents or like 35 cents, but I don't think the 4090s will drop in price all that much for compute. I don't think it's going to go down. I don't think like the 5090 is going to replace it at 25 cents. You know what I mean? I just don't think it will. But who knows? That's going to be my thing though. Terra is going to be looking to acquire quite a few of these as well. So these are going to be very fast return on your investment for sure. So it's
if you can get them, right? Like,
yeah, it's going to be very difficult to get, and it's going to be QLA'd, quantity limited. Is that QLA? Yeah, it's going to be quantity limited through everything. So if you have a Best Buy account, it's going to probably limit you for, if there's anything like the 4090, probably 4 months.
Mike, you're going to see grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles on the fucking line.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to get as many as possible. What is pretty cool is we do have a micro center that opened up in Miami. So nice. I am probably going to be taking trips down to Miami with Mike and Frank often. We will go there, and then there'll be 2 left for the 3 of us, and we'll just, I guess, have to fist fight in the middle of Micro Center for it or something. I don't know. We'll decide there.
When's the date or release?
January 30th. Let's see, max voltage, project digits. Here, let me pull that up real quick. Here, let me share. How do I? Here, let me. I honestly haven't looked into this. I was going to talk about Cosmos, which is pretty cool, but that's robotics and stuff like that. But it is interesting. Here, there you go, Dave. Let me.
Ready?
Yeah, I think so. Real quick, Crypto Craig, GPURisers, do you plan to run these at PCIe 5.0 16x? No, I do not. In the beginning, I'm going to be running them on 4.0 8x. Once by that time, I'll know like the price difference. Like I know I don't look at the performance really on it, like 16x, 8x. Like I know that there's performance differences, and there definitely will be with the 5090. I'll just be honest. All I care about is what is the rental rate, you know. And if I see 5.0 at 8x is the same as 4.0 at 16x, I'm not going to invest in 5.0. You know, a board for that. That said, I will have this being like set up so that it could be upgraded. So if once I hit 5 cards, that's where the board that I'm using, the Super Micro, then I'm gonna have to split the lanes out to 4.0 8x. I think the 5090 will do fine at 4.0 16x, but if I do see something in the markets with that, as soon as I go from 5 to 6 5090s, I'm going to switch out the motherboard and all the cabling and all the, you know, some SAS that's associated with it to 5.0, but I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot.
I never got a 40 series card. I was close to getting a 40 series card, but with having, you know, like you said, with having a 3090, the only thing that kind of made sense was me getting a 4090. Like, that's crazy, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Like,
that's why I told you. I think I told you, Dave, a couple weeks ago. We were talking. I was like, just wait for the 5000 series. You know, and I mean, this is a good opportunity for you. You know, for an upgrade. You know, for I know me and Dave now share the same screens. I should never have showed you that, Dave, because then now you spent money on it. But you got a crazy good deal. So,
yeah, I mean, it's nothing like having an OLED screen. You know, playing a video game. It's just out of this world, man. Yeah. It's just like, and now it's just like, my graphics card's like, my GPU is like, help me. Stop it! Don't do that to me.
Let's see, is selling any 5090s to Panda for some extra on top, or will Max get the look in the first dibs? No, we're not. We don't. Terra doesn't sell any graphics cards. You know, especially with the, I mean, not especially, but with the 5090s, I mean, we had problems getting 4090s, so I assume we're going to have the same problem with the 5090s. But right now, we're not expanding the AI side; we're fine tuning the AI side. Okay. The first initial investment that we made with all the 4090s, L40Ss, A6000s, it was like it's really just like a test, like a proof of concept, and like what works, what doesn't work, before we invest more money. You know what I mean? So we spent a lot of money on R&D. You know, R&D is a real cost. You know what I mean? But we learned a ton from it. And so we'll have to see. Let's see. Max voltage 3K USD and less performance as a 4090Y. I think my buddy actually was talking to me about this the other day. I didn't know it was called this, but this is just like an all-in-one AI compute system.
That's crazy.
Grace Blackwell Super here. Let me delivers a petaflop of AI performance in a power efficient, compact form factor with the NVIDIA AI software stack pre-installed. 128 gigs of memory. Developers can prototype, fine tune, and inference large AI models up to 200 billion parameters locally and seamlessly deploy to the data center or cloud. This is going to be really cool for robotics. Then, I guess having these just localized. Oh yeah. I think my buddy actually asked me this. It was yesterday. I was talking to him last night. Like, oh, well, will Terra just buy these and have them available? But I don't know if that's the use case for these.
It's insane.
But definitely interesting. I mean, just seeing everything NVIDIA is doing, they're just like light years ahead of any other company. I know AMD's sitting there trying, but AMD is still king when it comes to CPUs. But this is so much more than like a graphics card at this point. It's
you need CPU.
It's just crazy.
You need CPU, need a graphics card. Pair them together. You're all right.
Yeah. But the one thing I did think was really cool, which is here, what was it called? I think Cosmos. Let's see, NVIDIA's Cosmos.
You're on the screen right now. You good with that?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I just like I have my seed phrases just on notepads that I have, so if it clicks over, just let me know.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So I think that so basically what NVIDIA Cosmos is, well,
I agree.
I don't want to just read it here, but my idea of just reading kind of through it is that it'll be able to test robotics in real environments. So like you'll be able to create an environment, like a warehouse they have here for cars driving. It's like right now, cars have to drive around to learn, right? Like they have to see traffic, and it learns from that. Like, okay, well, this car came out at this intersection, and then it learns from all of these different things, but you have to go out and learn it. Whereas NVIDIA Cosmos can create these worlds and put, implement AI for different events that are happening, problems that could come up, and everything like that. So you're actually training a language model on a simulated AI world, which is really cool.
Well, what are those? Is that AI, Mike? The machines that clean the supermarkets by themselves. Those blue machines, they drive by themselves. But that's all AI and sensors.
Yeah,
that's crazy though, because that's been out for a long time. I
don't want to say it's AI, but it's I guess Retro Mike could probably put a better name on that one, but it's not learning. It's
just following.
Like you're talking about like a Roomba, where it like kind of like scans the room and everything like that. It like learns and then
becomes more efficient though.
Yeah, it becomes more efficient, but it's not trained on anything. It's just
on anything.
Yeah, I think it's just just standard machine learning, I guess.
Machine learning isn't that part of AI for machine learning, or am I misconstrued with my words?
No, I think machine learning is. I think AI uses machine learning, but machine learning was prior to AI. It doesn't.
And it's just
machine learning doesn't train.
Okay.
It's just robotics. It's loaded with sensors. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
I'm glad we have Retro Mike in the chat for anything that gets technical. It's always Retro Mike. What's that word for that?
It's like it's silly.
But it is really cool. I think they showed it was weird. It was like surreal. They had a bunch of robots up on the stage, but it was like a robot in your house, and you don't want to have a 5-foot robot in your house learning in your home. You don't want it tripping over your dogs. You don't want it, busting through a door. You don't want it murdering you. You don't want it learning all this stuff. But Cosmos can create your home in an AI world where it just trains on that. It does millions or billions of simulations for different things around your home or a unique area like a warehouse or driving like it's showing here, and it learns from that. Which is really, really cool. It's Cosmos simulates reality. Insiders call it the Matrix, son of a rabbit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, 100%. That's what it is. And it can practice and learn so that when you do put it in your home, it's already trained. You know what I mean? And it's just probably fine-tuning that last 0.5%, which might be murdering you. We don't know. But it's crazy that that's even being talked about, Dave. And everyone, how crazy is it that it's like, oh, well, this will be great for when the robots are in your house. You don't want to train the robot in your house. It's like, it's no more, it's not even like looking into the future or theoretical. It's like, this is now. We need a solution for this now because we want to put a robot in your house. You know what I mean? How are we going to train that robot safely? It's like, we're there. It's just, of course the robotics need to catch up a little bit, but,
you hear me?
I did.
You ever see iRobot?
What?
You ever see iRobot?
Yeah, with Will Smith. Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna fucking die with those things if they make them that big.
The second I can get one in my house, I'm gonna get a robot in the house.
How big though? Do you have a limit, like a 2-footer?
Yeah, I think we talked about it. It can't be small enough that it scares me, but it can't be large enough that it can overpower me. So I don't know.
2 foot.
I think
2.5 feet.
Yeah, I'm thinking 4 feet would be good.
What, bro?
Just imagine just like a robot in your house, just because I was, they've shown it fold laundry. I mean, that's very, very advanced. Tesla Optimus, yeah, Hawk, stuff like that. There's a lot of robotics companies. That's the new stock, right? Like energy and all this. But now everyone's like, oh, robotic stocks.
That's the max, man. You still gonna need a bat. Something.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to open carry in your house now. But It's
You're 4 feet. You're brave, brother.
Yeah.
I'm just saying right now, you're very brave.
I would do it in a heartbeat. Honestly, it's like it's a
Not 4 feet.
it's a security system that's walking around your house at all times. It could probably help you lift something. It could constantly be cleaning, right? Like you could probably just have it like go, like this Diet Coke. It could probably just go and it knows to throw this in recycling, right? It's just it's small things that I think that these things will start out with, but I think it can grow into a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm excited too from the individual, like they call them agents, but like, yourself being an engineer, yourself being a lawyer, yourself being all these different things, a model for that. And I think it'll be really, really cool. I think that's going to be a huge thing, are personalized AIs, where it's not just a robot that's trained on your house. It's a robot that knows you, like, you know what I mean? And like is trained on you, your history, the way that you talk, the way that, I know they make movies about this stuff, right? Like, oh, I can sense that you're upset or you're having a bad day, and it'll bring me like a gummy bear. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
what's that movie called with Megan Fox? What was that movie called?
Yeah, exactly. There's that Netflix movie with her, where it's like a robot like that. I mean, there's definitely going to be stuff like that. Like people are going to fall in love with robots. Yeah, it's going to be a whole nother level of weird stuff. But hey, I'm for it. It's funny. And hey, I mean, I know this is going to sound weird, but even if it is a robot, it's trained so much. Like when does? I feel like in the next 10 years, we're definitely going to have legislation nowadays, like what is a conscious being? You know what I mean? Like how smart do these language models and AI have to be for them to be considered people? It's like the abortion stuff. It's like, okay, well, this is when the heartbeat is. So it's a life. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be the same argument for this.
Jesus. they're going to be talking to us, but I feel the same thing you feel. Like, what the F?
Yeah, I think I
can do the job better than you. I never get tired.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's and then what's crazy about it is now that this is all there, it's just going to train itself faster and faster and faster. So it's going to be like a direct like rocket up on the development of all this stuff and the training of all this
comes out of jobs eventually. I mean, you're just going to need a foreman. And that's about it, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I do see things
like really different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I do see things federally getting, not federal. I don't know why I use that word. Too many taxes today.
You said federal learning.
I do see in the next 20 to 40 years having federal funded land and farms to the point where, like, there would be thousands of acres of farming that's done by the government with your tax dollars, that's delivered to supermarkets on tax paid, vehicles. And I do think a lot of I'm not saying like a basic universal income. I know that was a huge thing and going around with politics, but I think that a lot of basic necessities like that, where if you want apples, you can go get apples, and it's just like basic necessities will be part of our taxes. I know that's crazy, but I don't see why not. You know what I mean? If we can have a whole funded thing like this, why not? And then, we could of course have that now. We just have government workers doing it, but it wouldn't be efficient. So, universal basic income for humans that can't find work from robots taking jobs. Yeah, I mean, maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know how that works economically. Oh, something flew in my eye.
Well, you can never have robots do everything. You're always going to have a human being to supervise and make sure everything's good, right? That's you will always need a human being. But you would need a lot less, human beings to partake in certain types of jobs, right? Well, like joke around like iRobot. You have a robot that can, use their hands and more silicone than, very flexible. You never know what they can do. Like you can get them to do. And what if they fall off a skyscraper, bro? Build this guy. So what? Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nobody.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe a couple of $100,000 fell down from a skyscraper, but no, it's not a human being either.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'll be 27. I mean, we saw that I really wanted to go to CES this year, and I should have just pulled the trigger and did it, but I didn't. But last year there was a lot of AI that was getting ready for this. Like John Deere was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went to CES, I was like, I mean, you were there, Dave. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, why is John Deere here? And then you look over at this huge thing, and there's all these excavators with nowhere for someone to sit. And they're
Autonomous?
like, oh yeah,
Is
they're
that the word?
robots,
What is it?
and they
Autonomous?
can. What was that?
Is that the right terminology? Autonomous?
Autonomous? Yeah, they would
Yeah,
just be autonomous vehicles, but
yeah.
they're constantly learning as they're going, and it's all of them have batteries, so they're quiet other than the construction, and they can just run 24/7. You know what I mean? They just go charge, and then another one pops out, and it's like, can you imagine if job sites were running 24/7? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How quick things would move. It's just it's interesting, but it will take away a lot of jobs. But I do think a lot of jobs will transform and adapt to this. I don't think it's just going to take away a lot of jobs and we're going to be at the same efficiency. Like, we're going to get the same stuff done. I think this is just going to accelerate what we're already doing. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I didn't word that right, but
I know what you're saying.
But yeah, it's just going to progress this further and a lot faster. So it's I'm stealing your jobs, beep, hop. Yeah, exactly. That's can you imagine like a huge protest in Washington D.C. of just robots and people? It's just and the robots just keep making more robots, and it's robots and military first. They will conquer the world for America. Yeah, we're gonna take over Greenland and the Panama Canal with robots. Technically, we're not invading; it's the robots.
Right? Yeah.
True. But yeah, I mean the military has a lot of crazy stuff with that. They better with how much tax money we're giving them, so they better have some really cool shit.
Yeah. I mean, each soldier is worth like $100K or something like that right out of the box after training, and that's not with anything else. It's crazy, dude. Like how much money, like anybody that was like, "Oh, I'm a veteran" or whatever the case may be, you know, you're like $100K that the military had to invest into you for like just like 4 years or some shit.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting. I mean, people will, you know, it's changing the world now, and it's going to. I think there's a lot of good that's going to come from it. There's going to be bad that comes from it, but luckily the bad's probably going to come from China, so it'll be like Temu bad. So we'll always be a little bit ahead of it. Like 6th gen, you know, fighter from Temu. But it's going to be exciting, and
true.
And I think what was it? Sam Altman. I know I preach a lot from Sam Altman. He's a weird dude, but he's been at the helm of OpenAI for a long time, and he kind of reminds me almost of like Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs was a brilliant businessman, great visionary with products, and you know, Steve Jobs had radical ideas, and the company ousted him, and then he went and he made Pixar. And then he sold Pixar, I think, back to Apple, right? Wasn't it Pixar? And then Apple brought him back in as the CEO because they weren't doing as well. And that's kind of what happened to Sam Altman. You know, Microsoft ousted him as, you know, for the head of that, and it was like chaos for like 2 weeks, and then they brought him back. And I think that shows a lot about someone.
I agree.
And he said that we're probably about a year or two away from AGI. And I would think he's full of shit, but Elon thinks the same thing. Like, they keep changing the definition of AGI, right? So like it's constantly moving. But once that happens, and that it kind of flips, that's when AGI is going to be training these things, and it's just going to be a constant evolution. And that's kind of what, you know, Terra is looking at too, is like power reservation and having enough power for all of this in the future.
I just want to be able to fly wherever, you know, fly from state to state, bro. Like, I just want to be able to get in my hover fucking craft and start flying.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
being able to
travel and just charge up at a fucking Tesla booth or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's see, Gaming with Smoking Dan will take away some jobs. I'm guessing the deadly ones to save lives. That would be the play, not just to save on funds, paying people to do the same job. Yeah. I think there's going to be cities of robots. Like I said, with farming, I think there's going to be massive areas in the middle of nowhere that have micronuclear reactors from Oklo. I will shill Oklo and other related companies in nuclear. But I think there's going to be cities of these things. And those cities are basically going to subsidize the wealth and the health of human cities.
I agree.
I think those cities are also going to be sent to other planets like Mars first to build out the infrastructure before humans get there. Kind of like the Cosmos thing we were talking about. I can get all crazy about this, Dave. You know me. I'll stop myself though.
Oh yeah.
Vinny Del Greco, the VA doesn't want to give you good care. Yeah, I mean the VA needs to. It's in some states it's good, but Dave can probably speak on that definitely more than me. But
I mean, I haven't found the state yet. So it's been how many states have been? 3 states, and it's crap.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'll get better. It always will. You know, it's fucking to the pits. So I mean, you can only go up from there. I mean, honestly, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I mean, imagine giving a soldier when they come back, if they have issues and stuff like that. Well, here's just a robot. It'll bring you to and from doctors. It'll aid you in the house. It'll remind you of it's just a personal aid. You know what I mean? And I think that would be huge for that. Mining King, holy smokes, it's a Wired Wednesday. Yes, we are back talking about robots and Mars.
Stronger than ever. 2025. We're gonna own our own fucking robots this year or some shit. That's what Mike said.
Gaming with Smokey Dan.
Can't wait.
Oh, sorry, Dave. What'd you say?
You're buying me one for my birthday. I can't wait. A robot. Yeah. I'll take it.
I'm buying as soon as they come out.
2.5. That's it. That's my threshold, Mike. I don't want to have to fucking take a gun to shoot this thing in the head.
Yeah, I mean, its computer is probably going to be in its body.
Shoot it in the head, it's still just coming at you. Like,
yeah.
Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah. Gaming with Smokey Dan. Funny how it went from a bot struggling to walk and go up and down the stairs. Now they have bots doing parkour. It's just we're long past flying cars. Back to the Future didn't pan out. The Mandela effect. Yeah. It keeps advancing just so fast, and that's even if it stayed at the same rate year over year of advancement that we've done, it would be crazy to see where we are in 20 years. But with AGI and all these other tools that we're creating is just adding fuel to the fire, and it's going faster and faster and faster. It's like a rocket that's constantly on in space. Like it's just, there's nothing stopping. It's just faster and faster and faster. So ASIC repair bots. Yeah. You'll need global economic paycheck. Most people won't be able to work, instead replaced by AI and bots. Yeah, King, we were talking about that. Like some kind of universal income, or I think it's going to be maybe a mix of everything. You know what I mean? Like where you're given, like, maybe we'll have more rights. You know what I mean? Where we have, instead of just like a Second Amendment right or right to free speech, maybe we'll have, we'll see, things in the future of like, right for, food and stuff like that, where you're guaranteed to have, starches and veggies and fruits and everything. That's where tax dollars, I would want to see tax dollars go to. Like I said, cities of these things, they just deliver it and everyone can get fresh food, food, fruits, veggies. I don't see a reason why governments wouldn't be able to do that. Unless, governments are just, all of them are stupid. So it's, it's like, why would they do that? No, they're probably going to just create robots and then they're going to be like, how could we tax people for this? If this apple is made by a robot, then we're going to tax it. It'll be interesting. It's there's a lot of different ways about it, and I hope that we have leadership and guidance in this country, or people that are in power that want to do that. You know what I mean? And invest in that. You know what I mean? I think that would be huge. I'm going to run for president too, by the way, guys. I'll just leave that there. John Connor been born yet? Yes. Terminator's coming. And if that didn't work, Thermite fixes everything. We'll be gathering laurels for our new AI god. Laurels for our new AI guy. Read Destination Void by Frank Herbert. Okay. Bacon, eggs, and hash. What's up, man? Funny. Fight for rights for bananas. I agree, Vinny Del Greco. Every household should have a bushel of bananas. Show up every Monday.
That's it.
Yeah.
You have a bushel of bananas. So I guess we'll be talking about bananas on your live show next week, Mike, or what? We gotta get some bananas in. It's been a while,
I
so
got
we
my
can
banana. Can you guys see the banana? Yeah, you guys can see the banana. Yeah, we'll be talking. Do a little bit of the economy and everything like that. There's been a lot the past month that has happened. So, I know CES was the most recent thing and stuff, but yeah, there's been
been
a lot.
It's like arugula either, King. No
Yeah.
arugula for any of us.
Yeah.
Oh,
I told you guys arugula almost took me out the other week, right? Or the other month. I think I said that on live.
Did you tell him?
I don't know. Did I tell you guys about the arugula? I'll just say it real quick then. I can't remember. But long story short, I always talk shit about arugula with Dave because when we were in Vegas, I've never seen that look in a man's eyes before that Dave had when he had all this wilted arugula on his sandwich.
Fucking miserable.
And I've never choked before, like in my life.
I know,
you know what I mean? Like I've never had like an actual of course something gets stuck and you're like coughing and stuff. I've never had my airways blocked. And I was with my fiance. There's a place right around the house on the beach, and they have like really nice fish sandwich. You grab a beer. Fish sandwich has arugula on it, and I'm talking while eating, and I breathe in, and this fucking piece of arugula goes right in my air. Like must have been a couple of them, and I couldn't breathe. I like couldn't take a breath.
Oh my god!
And it was the only thing in my life that's done it, and I knew it. It knew I was talking shit about it. So I used to eat it all the time. I went there the other day with family, and I was like, no arugula on there. I'm like, I was like, you guys almost had like a death here, a couple weeks ago. Like, it was bad, but nothing to like pound in a giant beer to just throw the arugula back. You can go 3 minutes without air. Yeah.
You want to see something really cool, Mike? I didn't tell you about this since you're keeping things from me. You're keeping a really cool website for me and shit. So I kept something from you. You want to see this?
Okay.
Guys?
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. I don't know why I have it, but
here, let's close the thing and make it bigger.
Yeah, let's make it bigger. Here we go. So you see this plate? You kind of see do you kind of see that green tint a little bit when I do this, guys? See that?
It looks a little green. It looks like it's mixing with the light behind it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it has its own green, yeah.
So this is a very old plate. Okay? Check this out, dude. This is a UV light. Okay? Here we go. You ready? It's UV.
Was it radioactive?
Well, let's talk.
Oh, is that one of those like old dishes that they
Bro, see, Mike, you
made?
know. Mike knows. This is a fucking uranium plate.
A radium plate?
Uranium.
Uranium? There's uranium in it?
Uh-huh.
Was it from Chernobyl?
No. It's from like an antique place. We have like a uranium. It's from an antique place. They made the infused like that, in plates and stuff like that. It's no bullshit. Like here.
Is it safe to put near your head like that?
It's uranium glass. It's considered to be safer than household electronics. Despite it is recommended that you avoid eating or drinking out of uranium glass objects, as you can end up ingesting small fragments of radioactive material. But it's not like that in the 20th century. Obviously, this is not.
This is how some superhero movies are started.
Yeah, so like that's it's just I'm gonna have a black light. Well, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've seen these before. Well, what's the point of these, Dave? Why did they?
I didn't know. I couldn't read enough into it to understand like why the hell did they make them like this. I think it was just
like hands on a watch.
I don't know why the infusion was. I don't understand why. I think so they can glow in the dark. I have no fucking idea. But
it makes Superman weak. Yeah.
I thought it was intriguing to have that because they had like a whole bunch, and then they had like the black lights around it, and it was glowing. So I was like, oh
wow.
I'll put that in the background over there. I'll 3D print a stand on it, and I'll put the black light there, so UV light. So come on.
Yeah, the guy at the barbecue that you don't like, you just serve him on that plate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like,
here's your uranium.
Yeah, but like here, this glows for you, and just lick the plate a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just rub it on your head.
But yeah, so I thought that you guys
cool.
find that pretty cool. You know, it's just something else to. I don't know. Whatever. I live in a city that there's a lot of history. So
yeah, interesting.
yeah.
Vinny Del Greco saying in West Clocks was his old hometown. They put radium on hands on alarm clocks. The workers used to paint their teeth to glow at night. They died horribly. That's awful, Vinny Del Greco.
Jesus.
That's
Quite a
not
story.
good.
Jesus.
The Radium Girls, that was awful. D White. Okay, I don't even want to. Well, I guess maybe like you gotta elaborate now, D White. What is that?
Yeah, we're getting into some crazy stuff now.
Yeah. So next thing,
History
UFOs. We'll start the UFOs now. This is the segment of floating unidentified objects over New Jersey.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, this like it's never ending.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, there's been so much the past month that we've been off stage.
Yeah.
And
this is good though. So we're gradually getting back into it. I just feel for all the people that their houses over there in California that's burning, the big forest fires. My heart goes out to them, man. It's crazy over there.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff on Twitter or X
are affected.
Yeah, it looks crazy, and then the wind looks like it's a hurricane over there too, which is like not helping.
So like one of my little jobs or whatever is just like I could relate. It's like I think you guys know. I don't know if everybody else knows. I used to be a volunteer firefighter. So, like seeing that smoke and everything else, like it's just, it's pretty crazy, you know what I mean? To be working in those kind of conditions, even though you do have like the air apparatus on your face and stuff like that. Still,
yeah,
scary.
It's crazy. And then the rest of the country was a deep freeze or something. There's been crazy snowstorms, and then it's been just absolutely beautiful here in Florida. So
how hot is it over there right now, Mike?
How what?
What's the temperature over there right now?
It got up to like 70 today, like 71. It was, I had to bundle up a little bit. I had the heat seater on in the car. I'm struggling a little bit. I know how it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got to put the heat seater on, and occasionally I have to wear like a little bit thicker shirt. So I get it. We're suffering down here in Florida too.
So I get so aggravated because I'm a hot person. Usually I'm fine with like my heated steering wheel, but I remote start the truck, right? And then I go into it, the fucking seat is hot already, dude. And I get so aggravated because it just makes me sweat.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. It's like 30, 40 degrees outside, Mike, and I shit you not, I put the AC on. I put the AC seat on so I don't sweat my ass off.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I just run hot, man.
Yeah, I kind of run hot too. I wanted to open the window in here, but I found out the other day I can't. I think it's painted shut on the outside, so I'll figure that out at some point.
I have a fan. I have to put a fan on in this office. I mean, it's a full size bedroom, but like you can see how big it is. If the fan isn't running, dude, I'm cooking.
Yeah.
And is your TV hot? Is your main screen hot? Is it radiate heat, dude?
No.
I guess just playing video games it's the
computer. Yeah, I have my computer like on the other side. Like my computer, every cable that's connected to all this stuff is like I have to buy extenders for because the computer I put like on the other side. It's like, it was at our Kansas location. I was talking with King. I think he mentioned that they had to buy like airplane like defroster and like spray it on the intakes so that they wouldn't freeze over. Because I guess like especially these ASIC buildings, it like pulls in so much air and it's pulling in the snow, which is hitting the intakes, which are filters, and then it just freezes. It turns into like an ice wall. And then what happens is there's no air in the building, and then the ASICs are still pulling, and it just creates tons of pressure problems and heat problems. Things start overheating. And so I was like, God, there's like
life of
you never know. You always get into new stuff,
Life of miner. A lot.
So now we're gonna have Terra branded plain defroster for sale on terrahashes.com for everyone.
Thank you for your
buy
support.
it by the gallon. And that's our next thing that we're adding. With every ASIC, you get a half gallon of plain defroster. So
Jesus, dude.
it'll be good. You get used to it. I walk around with a hoodie at 12 degrees. Oof.
It's just I can't deal with that shit. No way.
Yeah, it's 18 degrees, Craig. 12 degrees right here, bacon, eggs, and hash. I just
insane.
It's like, do you even go outside? I don't know at those temperatures. Like, I don't know. I think we would have a state of emergency in Florida if it went under 30 degrees down here.
Major panic.
I think there would be people in the streets. Like, I think there would be like problems. I'm not even joking. In South Florida, like it's
Cape Coral got to like 30, 32, 35.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I did find out why I don't like the cold weather so much, though. One, it's cold, obviously, but two, I don't have any clothes for it. So, like, if you don't have like clothes, like warm clothes,
that's true.
It's just it's awful, you know.
Miserable.
So that's a big thing. You guys can tell I've been born and raised in Florida. I am actually going out to Kansas, I think, next week, though.
Oh, that sounds
that's going to be cold, yeah. So I stand out like a sore thumb in that city.
Oh man,
it's fun though. But
I guess it is what it is. You know.
Yeah, I think I'm going out there a couple days before Mining King, and then I'm going to be out there that weekend when he's there. Gets negative 25 bacon, eggs, and hash. Where are you?
Not in a hot climate. That's for sure.
Yeah. The gators will be rushing to the homes as well. Yeah, and the iguanas freeze. They go into comas. If it gets under 40, they like just you'll just see them falling out of trees. It looks like Armageddon. It's and
then when it gets warmer, they like rehabilitate, right? They just don't die.
Yeah, they get back up.
It's like, great, dude.
It's just like, why did nature evolve that animal into that? Who knows? I'll research it for you guys for the next show. That and UFOs in New Jersey. And Wisconsin. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking cold over there. I guess with that being said, we've been going on for almost an hour and a half now. Great feeling we're back. It's just that
it feels good to be back. We're gonna be back. I know things get busy, so if one of us can't make it, we're still gonna do it. So
we'll make it happen.
It's just it's crazy. Christmas and New Year's both fell on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
I think every holiday fell on a Wednesday this year. Every holiday.
Well, we have no excuse because next year is going to be on the Thursday. So this year's going to be on Thursday. So
okay,
we'll be on on the eve.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Crypto Craig, Happy New Year! Yeah, everyone wishing you guys a Happy New Year.
We appreciate you guys sticking around with us.
Yeah,
and, we're coming back strong this year. We got quite a few things in the pipeline that we're going to try to work on, and that's about it, really.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. So glad to be back, guys. We'll be on my channel next week.
Yes.
I may be traveling, but that's okay. It'll just be a hotel. You won't see Grogu or my banana. So I know no one wants me to show my banana on the stream, but it's
that has to come.
I will be in a hotel. So, or I'll be home. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for joining, guys, and
appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, Dave, I'll let you wrap up. I forgot you're hosting this week.
I don't.
Dave will do the
you know what?
Do the dance.
Do a little. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on Mike's channel next week, Mr. Vistang at GPURisers.com. And that's it, man. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
See you on the next one. Be safe.
All right, guys.
Have a great night. Later.
All right, take it easy, guys.